the file, or we little juvenile. It's some big long gun, we go shot pedophile. Your back had to be brought to withstand the recoil. If money are the root, well, them is the soil. Where you fight over oil and I make the world spoil. But them time soon come, them can't turn back the dial. When God a touch down and start to pull them file. It's 3 million US for a tomahawk missile. While the people in the street could have barely eat gristle. And the devil them a laugh and a smile and a giggle. Tell them my intelligence could have never artificial. 6, 7, 8, 9, well, none of them is friend. No wonder why the youth them can't count to 10. But don't study them won't feel better than we. I know some fully done people with a college degree. Fully.
Good morning again, Trinidad and Tobago. Get accustomed to this individual. If I was a singer, if you want to call it a singer, if I used to still stay close to that rap, to that lyrical kind of delivery, etc., I'll probably be Chromatics, right? Hard, real, poetic, on a straight path as well. Informed, intelligent. No sort of stupid talk. No singing about gal and gun, right? But understanding what is going on in the world, its impact on all of us. Men who fighting for oil and making the world spoil, right? 3 million US for a Tomahawk missile, and people in the street could barely eat gristle. You wage war costing billions of dollars. You go to Congress for 200 billion more. To kill, to destroy, to cement your supposed position of being dominant over the rest of the world. Man don't have no dominion over other men. You're deluded. The devil has confused you, and you're following a path that is evil. You're following a path that is evil. You are deluded by your concept of superiority and strength. No man don't really have no power. Across Trinidad and Tobago, so many people are understanding that the hospitals are full with this new sickness. I'm going to say the new COVID. I meet somebody a little while ago, they say they're calling it the Trump because it's licking down people. You know, Trinbagonians are talk, right? But it really outlines to all of us our humanity, that you're fragile. You're here one day, you're gone the next. As big and as bad as Trump may be, you know, in the latter stages of his life, you could see the hair getting a little bit, you know, patchy. He could do all he wants to do. You have to return to your creator. I'm sorry for some people when they have to answer. As for the next one, implanted in the Middle East, bullying everybody, expanding territory in Lebanon now, right? Gordon. So Chromatics, you know, gives us this freestyle. A lot of people have jumped on that track. You know, is a nice beat too, and he is able to tear it to shreds, right? He bring it real. He's critical of a number of people. Of course, he outlines our constant issues with guarding the guards, right? He criticizes government in general, and of course this government at this point in time saying they're making life hard for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. In some policy decisions that could be stated as true, but he really comes correct, he comes real to try to explain the totality of the political, economic, situation that is at hand for us in Trinidad and Tobago. And he's a man who has been true to his craft and true to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. All you know, smart man, right? Critical of Trinbagonians, but all too real. And all you look out for the smart men in Trinidad and Tobago, right? Too many smart men don't get catch. Don't get catch. Don't get catch online. Don't put yourself in a position where you can be robbed. Be real careful. Constantly we seeing new instances of Trinbagonians being robbed, right? Being robbed by other Trinbagonians. I know people on this hype about the Venice because they hold some Venice with the kidnapping of this lady. I still want to get the whole story, because the story in song is so good, right? I still want to get the whole story behind the whole scene, because for the most part, Venezuelans, Cubans, and other people who have migrated to Trinidad and Tobago, they don't give too much trouble. It have the little negative gangs, groups, whatever, connecting with Trinbagonians and doing things. It have a little thing. But for the most part, and a vast majority, they're about just trying to earn a better living. Many of them are much more willing to work than some, because we have some tremendous productive Trinbagonians as well. But, you know, some of the Venezuelans are more willing to work than some of the Trinbagonians, right? So it's a balancing act. We need to get the act together. Of course, nobody was negative about the registration process. Then again, a little $700 charged, you know, for all these people who are here. You're working. You're supposed to be working because that's what Trinidad is about, and that's what coming here is for as well. So they paid the $700. Right, they benefit from some critical infrastructure, of course. It's a contribution, just registration, etc. Takes a cost, and it takes a toll on the state of Trinidad. Accommodating. Good stuff, right? Sometimes we see positive things taking place and we don't really highlight them that much. That's why I wanted to make sure and highlight, you know, good job in getting Miss Polai, I think is her name, back. That was an excellent job. But something 100% in that whole story. And I like to kind of understand what is taking place. In understanding what is taking place, we could prevent, we could see trends. We could have an informed approach to prevent, right? And that is most important to me, and I hope and I think it is most important to our security services as well, who have really challenging responsibilities ahead of them. Of course, we are still in this SOE. I was reading this morning about detention orders being gazetted and being enforced. I see that a second police officer is under detention orders as well. One is accused of informing criminals, and the other some gang relation as well. If I see the article as I go forward, I'll go through the article. So give Chromatics a listen. Deep, every line he spit has depth to it. So let me go into the news, and I see a picture of Mr. Wayne Sturge and Mr. Marvin Gonzalez. And this is a constant theme that we obviously see where the opposition has a serious responsibility, and of course the government has their position as well. And you would find that the spar we have to gather from in between these confrontations, political confrontations, what is real, what is not real, what is important to us. And we also have a responsibility to ask for what is necessary for the advancement and the forward progression of our country as well. No friend and no favor. I mean, I have friends, but when it comes to governance and when it comes to right and wrong and when it comes to justice, we are all supposed to be subjected. I say suppose in between there, right? We all should be, that better word, subjected to the same standard. Alright, so I'll read into that article as well. Suspects rescued. They jumped overboard during kidnapping escape. Okay, alright, good stuff. So the police acted well to even save them because some of them jump overboard, or to catch them because they're probably good swimmers. Radar spotted boat with kidnapped granny. 10 arrested. I will read into the article, but I'm sorry to tell all, I ain't even sure what to believe, you know. Like with this, once I see radar, because of the antecedents, because of the nature and the start and all of that, this is a different radar they're talking about. This is an Israeli radar that we have. I'll read into the article. It probably will outline where this radar is. But they're trying to say that the radar helped to spot the boat with the kidnapped granny. Boy, I know Mr. West is going to tell me we shouldn't speculate and we should believe what our, officials tell us. But when you find at times that there are examples of dishonesty or the holding back of information which leads you to a certain thought pattern, then it becomes so much harder for us to believe. Trust is hard to build and easy to lose. Alright, I see my brother, one of the usual callers, calling in. We're just gonna go to the break. We have a minute. So we'll take the calls right after we come back from the break. We want to believe all this sometimes, but it's hard for us. It's hard for us because our trust has been, destroyed by past administrations, and even now, some things that were not offered with certain clarity, some stories that come from the TTPS as well. Trust is hard. And then worse yet when it comes through media as well, because we also have some issues with the media. Both opposition and government attack media at different points in time, saying that their credibility is shaky. Boy, it hard being a citizen sometimes, right? We will go into the details when we come back. Opposition slams PM over CARICOM stance, calls her unfit to lead. We know the politics does go, and real politics playing. We have to grapple to try to understand. Stushkat 4-day adventure is over, reunited with owner. We like shippiness, so that story about the Stushkat was all over. And murdered Jordan Burke, mourned by his college. Sad situation there where 3 young lives were lost, right, taken. Those are the headlines, and we will go through them and some others when we come back. Blessings and love to Trinidad and Tobago. Let's take the ads.
Organizations of Trinidad and Tobago presents our Diamond Jubilee 75th Anniversary Spiritual Baptist Liberation Week celebrations 2026 under the theme Let Freedom Reign. Thursday, 26 March 2026, the Spiritual Baptist Diaspora Service. One faith, many shores, bound by spirit, not by distance. This night seeks to blend the hearts, minds, and souls to this electrifying and magnificent splendor. Friday, 27 March 2026, Youths on a Mission. They are termed as the Generation of Promise, passing the mantle. Come out in your numbers and hear some energetic men and women of God expound the gospel of Jesus Christ. All nightly services start promptly at 6:30 p.m. at the Administrative Courtyard, Balmain, Vancouver, opposite the Atto Bolton Stadium. Don't miss out. All these events will be memorable and unforgettable. Happy Spiritual Baptist Shelter Liberation Week.
Boy, I got in an accident a while ago. I was in traffic and my car get bounced from behind.
Well, then they're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, the insurance company go fix it up.
Fix up? Huh? I make my claim the next day. And up to now, I can't hear from the insurance company. I need my car fixed.
Look, you better go to the Financial Services Ombudsman. I'm sure they can help.
Yeah, I'm going to check them now.
To resolve a complaint with your insurance company, bank, or non-bank financial institution, contact the Office of the Financial Services Ombudsman at 800-4FSO or visit www.ofso.org.tt. We can help, and our services are free.
TechFlex TT Limited, the #1 computer store in Trinidad and Tobago, has all your tech needs. We have the latest computers, powerful MacBooks, and affordable Chromebooks for school and work, providing new and refurbished options to suit everyone's budget. Also, we carry a variety of printer options and ink solutions for your home and office needs. Need repairs done? Our experienced technicians can solve your tech problems. Visit us now at any of our 2 locations, Wilson Road, Scarborough, next to Royal Castle, or Penco Street, Montrose, Chagonas. Call 235-4919 for more info. TechFlex TT Limited. Affordable tech. Exceptional service.
Tobago Flow is giving you a big choice to make this March. Choose to save $51 each month for 6 whole months with our Fiber Link Up and Binge plan. Or get a free Samsung smartphone with the Link Up Plus or Link Up More plan. Either way, you come out a winner because installation is completely free on everything. Move fast. This offer ends March 31st. Sign up in store today or visit discoverflow.co for more information. Flow. We keep your rhythm flowing.
Friday is for feasting. Fantastic Fridays. 5 pieces of chicken and 3 sides for just $89.95. Big value for the whole lime. Weekends start right. It must be KFC. Order now. Follow KFC Trinidad and Tobago WhatsApp channel for all the deals.
Get ready. This is big. Our first annual epic fundraiser cruise. Sail in the sunset aboard the stunning Embassy yacht at King's Wharf, San Fernando. Easter Sunday, 5th April 2026. Boarding 2:30 p.m. sharp. Sunset vibes, sweet music, pure liming on the water. Tickets only $250. All funds for a great cause. Together we change lives. Quick rule. No glass bottle, no big coolers. Casual dress, come as a comfy. Payments can be made by Monday, 30th of March 2026. Tickets still available. Call or WhatsApp 683-8569 or 716-4203 right now. Limited spots, don't sleep. Sail in the sunset, Easter Sunday, Embassy Yacht. Let's go.
Go to FIFA World Cup 2026 with Coca-Cola. Here's how. Buy any Coca-Cola 591ml bottle with football labels. Uncap and submit your code via WhatsApp to 328-2878. It's that easy. Participate as often as you like for your chance to win FIFA World Cup tickets or exclusive merchandise and score with Coca-Cola. Promotion approved by NLCB. Follow us on social media for updates.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death.
which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Alloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from King's Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back. Well, the SCA blessing from KFC is over, right? Because SCA is over. Pressure still on them children with them exams, and a little bit of pressure is not bad, but the nature of that do or die type of exam, I've taken issue with it. A lot of talk around change, but no actual change taking place. And that is a concern when it comes to our education process, and in particular SEA, right? So that's a concern. But big up KFC, right? Free chicken, free chicken for those children yesterday. That's a tremendous marketing deal, not just a marketing tool, but also a little love, right? A little love for our SCA students. Blessings to KFC there. We know that there are a number of events to celebrate the Diamond Jubilee of the 75th anniversary of Spiritual Baptist Liberation Week. Not day, a week, right? So get involved, participate, partake all through the week. The week is actually going all through the weekend, and it culminates next week. Well, Monday coming. Alright, so come one and all to a week fully loaded with Baptist. It is guaranteed to be an epic experience. The week commences on Monday the 23rd at 6:30 p.m., which is Monday last, and continues. Alright, so head down to the village. Food, drinks, clothing, drums, doctor consultations, giveaways, and lots more. So participate with our brothers and sisters of the Spiritual Baptist denomination. Alright, let's head into the news. And the nice sensational headlines that you see when you go to the news, right? Fruit from a poison tree. That's the headline next to Mr. Sturgeon, Mr. Gonzalez. And it really begs you to go into it to see what they're talking about. Excuse me. Opposition Chief Whip Marvin Gonzalez has called for Minister of Defense Wayne Sturge to be removed from office and from government, citing allegations linking him and the ruling United National Congress administration to slain businessman Danny Guerra. Alright, so I think we kinda touched on it yesterday. I saw one of our viewers as well, because I was explaining political connections and how so many people who are politically exposed, etc., we interact with and we know, you know, I don't want to say everybody. If you're a good politician, you know everybody. But you know people, you know everybody from the ground to those who supposedly is high society or stush like the cat, right? You know everybody, and you have to interact with everyone. And you may know that people have whatever challenges with the law or whatever else, but you still have a responsibility, you know, certainly to ask them for their support. And, you know, those lines sometimes are blurred, and people look at you with a certain theory in their mind. Alright, so although look at me that way, because I just deal with everybody. I is love, and like I said before yesterday, even people who may not be perfect and who have records or whatever, if I dealing with them, I'm encouraging them in the right thing, apart from whatever support maybe politically that you try to garner from them. But the person was saying that it's more than just support. It's more than just vote or whatever. Is that he helped to finance. And of course there isn't much proof of that, like actionable proof per se. But there is, for those people who are in the constituency, they did see a certain level of support. And that is natural as well. That is natural for people of means in constituencies to assist if they want a certain person to win. That's not, nor is it, you know, negative per se. Right? And if you run afoul of the law thereafter, when that individual may be in a position of responsibility for the country, they have a responsibility to administer the law. And of course the police, you're supposed to be a barrier in between to be just and to be fair. So, you know, it's difficult. But we all and they all, as political actors, as people who are representative of human beings, will have certain levels of connection. I know the levels of connection are concerning now because of the death of Mr. Guerra and other things that are happening in the area. You can speculate, but just try to be fair and to be cautious with what you're saying as well. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, man. I hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
I ain't hearing nothing.
I hearing you, so go ahead.
Good morning, caller. Welcome. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Yeah, man. I hear you loud and clear. Go ahead. I hear you, so go ahead.
Ooh. I'm not sure exactly what is going on. Making me question inside the studio as well if we are clear on the airwaves as well. We've had some technical difficulties. I mean, I'm sure that we are fine online. I'm seeing the feedback from viewers, so that is fine. But let me continue. And for those who are listening, when you come in, just go ahead and make your point, right? Good morning again. Go ahead.
Hello. All right. Apparently, I'm not hearing nothing else, so I hope you hearing me. So I'll just go ahead and talk. Fuad, good morning. Have a blessed Friday today. You know something? I'm watching the government making another blunder again. Besides all the question mark that's hanging over the government head right now, they go on and make another blunder, turning their back on Cuba. That is one of the big blunders that I see happening, and they're going on a road there, boy, I don't like at all. Remember, Trump is a man, you only dealing good now and you throw you under the bus with the twinkling of an eye. So I hope they know what they're doing. Because turning their back against Cuba is a big mistake. You know, Cuba has some of the best doctors in the world. They have some in the hospital. They have nurses in the hospital from Cuba too working. So how they could do a thing like that? You know, it's heart-wrenching that the government should go along that road. You know, and I'm forward between me and you. The country, as I always say, we're in a bad place, but I really hope that we come out of it. You know? But I'm not hearing any voice from McLeod. I wonder what's going on with him. He's still existing. What really happening? You know, if you could give me a little heads up on that, I'd appreciate it very much. But UNC, gosh, boy, they make him blunder over blunder over blunder. They put in PNM right back in office. And that is what the population don't want, but like we don't have another choice. God, boy, sad. Have a blessed day for it.
Yeah, you as well. Or they make him a partner, Stoops, man. With assistance to Cuba, our current administration has been consistent in their policy, and their policy is pro-US at the moment. And like I said, it is for Trinbagonians to stand up and direct the policy of government differently. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
I'm really listening. I think the challenge is we're not hearing you on the phone lines, but on the live and everything coming through smoothly. But two things, Fuad. You see, the problems that politicians find themselves in, many of the times it is bring it upon themselves because of their previous positions or their previous utterances. So when persons appear to be in whatever relationship with somebody who might be running afoul of the law, you just hear all kind of things from politicians. But when the issue is on the other foot and they are the ones in question, is all kind of Nancy stories you just be hearing. Right? The other thing is, as it relates to this Cuba matter, I have been asking, is it that we have to value our relationship with America or the relationship with America's president? Because Donald Trump has 4 years in office as the president, right? But when that changes, are we in Trinidad now to just change to adopt whatever stance the new president of America is? Because I'm trying to differentiate the difference with guarding our relationship with the US, because we are so dependent on them, and we understand that based on that fact we have to organize ourselves to come out from being so dependent on somebody that you cannot stand on principle. Every play that they move, you have to be in agreement with it, right? And the majority of America is not even in agreement with their own president. But we are continuously going out on a limb to support the ridiculousness of Mr. Trump, right? Courtesy of our Prime Minister. It is ridiculous. And I trying to understand the relationship with Trinidad and Cuba, where persons come here with their expertise and we offer them employment in the medical circle. Who is really helping who? who is really helping who? If I hire you, am I helping you? Or if you come with your expertise and fulfill a requirement because I am shorting resources in that area, who is really helping who? Or is that a relationship where mutual benefit and mutual respect is one of the core elements in that relationship? I don't know. The last caller, I have so much respect for that man. So much respect for that man because he is seeing things clearly. He is seeing things clearly. Many persons are taking the position because we are so dependent on America, our largest trade partner, and this and that. We just have to respond in a way that when Trump say jump, we just ask how high. It is ridiculous that we are subjecting ourselves to the actions of another human being all because of the position that they hold, which is not a position that they will hold for their entire life. A time is coming when he will no longer be the president of the United States. And are we at that time going to just miraculously change our view if the view of the president who is coming after is different from Donald Trump? We as a country need to have certain principles that we are standing on. And it is continuously disappointing to look at how our Prime Minister continues to operate. There is no principled stance. Because if you ask them to outline every stance in a number of categories, they will have to wait until Trump announces his stance, so then they can have a stance. And that is ridiculous, a ridiculous place for us to be in as a country. As I say, if we come to the realization that we are so dependent on America, we need to organize ourselves to come out from that dependency so that we are not held to ransom the way that we are being held to ransom at this point. I looked on, brother. Thanks for allowing me.
Yeah, thank you very much. I could put you at the head of the class, right? And I'm glad that you understand the position that we are in, like Trinidad and Tobago, economically as well. Not only economically, but the position that we are in terms of power politics at the moment, and the risk that it poses for us to go against, this most aggressive, certainly, president that we have seen, administration as well, that we have seen in a very long time. And I think that people understand the aggression that Trinidad and Tobago is faced with. I think they understand. I think they understand our challenges. But like you said, we need to work towards greater strength and sovereignty, food, energy, so that we can take principled stance as well. I mean, we could now as well, but to what ends, to what effect? Sorry about that, caller. And that is where I think our Prime Minister in the short term is taking her decisions. And I was speaking to one of my Venezuelan friends yesterday, and he was saying he understands the position. He understands in the short term, in this climate, in this hemisphere, what is taking place. How strongly do we value principles? Is there a time limit on our Prime Minister for the delivery of the things that we love, that we are accustomed to? Easy life. Is there a time limit? Because don't get tied up with Trinis, The place hard. And unless the place get easier, plenty of us, we ain't so studying what the principal stance is, we studying we belly that we always love to be filled. Understand what's going on as well. It's an aggressive, challenging time. Good morning. Morning, Mr. West.
Morning, Mr. Ford. Well, my views my understanding about foreign policy, not being static, but dynamic. And you don't make foreign policy or any policy and you hold on to that, or make any law is policy also, and hold on to it forever. Because time changes, we're in an evolving world, an evolving society. And therefore the laws must be amended or changed to suit the times that we are in. So if you're dealing with somebody and you have to, adjustment is life and maladjustment is death. If you fail to adjust to the times, you'll be left behind. You will perish. And therefore you need to work, you work with a mason or a foreman, and he adhere to certain standards and certain behaviors, you adjust. When he goes and somebody else comes, you have to adjust. That's how life is. Ordinarily, that's life, and that's how it happened, throughout the world. So I don't know, as I said, policy and foreign policy, despite what some people may want you to believe, is not static. It may be static in Trinidad for some people, and people who want you to believe that.
100%,
so I don't know.
yeah.
Sometimes I don't know probably where my mind is and what I thinking and what probably I read and all that I read. So I can't understand, and what people are entitled to their own belief and their own, feelings about life and about things. But I don't know. But as I said, I don't want to be too repetitive. You need to be flexible. You need to adjust where necessary. And if you fail to adjust, well then you reap the consequences, which may not be in your interest. One thing I want to talk about, Mr. Ford, with respect to this matter with the CARICOM. I didn't hear you said yesterday we're going to deal with it. And the appointment of, or reappointment of the Secretary General. I think we had some discussion sometime on that issue as to the effectiveness of the Secretary General and how it was affecting, how it affected CARICOM and the perception of CARICOM in terms of its weakness. And we made some comparison with respect to Edward Carrington. We spoke about Suyad Rampal, McIntyre from Grenada and all these people. I think Dame Barrow and all these people. We spoke about that. And if in fact we don't want to hold on to excellence, competence, and we want the best out of people who are appointed, well, so be it. We see it in Trinidad. We like mediocrity. We don't like the question of standard, merit. We don't like that. We don't like competence. Mediocrity. Anything goes. And I heard the Prime Minister spoke about this. She was disappointed. I don't know. But what she said, and I don't go by what one person say. I go by gathering the facts. What are the facts? I look at the fact pattern. I don't know whether in fact the practice or the convention is that when you appoint those people like the Secretary General, that every member of cabinet of the CARICOM need to have some input in it. And if she was denied that input, I don't know, that is what she said. I need to get that. And that is how I am not speculating to say what the Prime Minister says is true, but I need to get information. More information as to what is the practice, what is the convention, what the rules would have stated over time as to how these people are appointed, how previous Secretary General were in fact appointed. And if in fact the rule wasn't followed, then some explanation may be required, and then the Prime Minister may be justified in saying that she was snubbed. And how could you not include when, well, that is based on additional information that I would require to make my final conclusion. I'm not concluding based on one person saying this or two persons saying that. I need to get to the root of it. I need to get the evidence. What is the practice? What has been the practice? What is the rule? What is the rule, or what are the rules with respect to the appointment of these people? So that's how I operate. Not by somebody saying so and so, and I just run. Long time when I was much younger, I don't take too much of your time. I used to get caught up in that. Very young person, 16, 15. But as I grew older, I realized that I need to get the facts right. I need to listen to other people. I need to research. I need to get information. And then in my training, at the highest level, I realized that I've been taught that you need evidence. You need, look, what is the law? What is this? What is that? Right? Get witnesses, get this, that. So I am moving from that. And I have no intention of moving from that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. West. Good morning. Morning, brother. Go ahead. Morning.
Hey, morning. Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Mr. West, certain part of your contribution is the gospel truth, man. You must compliment people when they're making their good contribution. But Ford, I want to say a pleasant morning to you, your family, and all who have proper ears and who want to face reality for the betterment of the country, the citizen as human being, not greed, envy, and jealousy. Human being. The Creator created us for a purpose. All of us have a purpose to live with our fellow man and to live in harmony with our neighbor and help our neighbor, right? I see last night on the news with the agriculture minister and a set of people turning soil and looking to deal with black-eyed peas, the minister of education and all of them with black-eyed peas and corn and planting food, right? We're going in the right direction, which is good. But what I'm looking to see, would we open up the market like how we have the Venezuelans and them going in to the stadium to sign up for papers to get work permit or wherever they have to get them. Let me don't stay too long. But anyhow, could we use the same stadium and these places or the community center to get people across the board in this agriculture produce project that the government going and spend billions of dollars on? I don't want it to be a one-sided thing in tyranny or one set of people alone as farmers. Let me see how we could do it in the whole East-West corridor to see who interested and who really want to go into farming. We have a set of land here that is abundant and just waste. So I am appealing this morning to the government in all your agriculture products. Let me see how much young people on the block who idling interested in agriculture. So let me open up the market. And for besides religion and politics, I was listening to the Gong report earlier this morning. And people calling about who is UNC and who is PNM. I could be wrong, Ford, but I need help with my correction. I need some correction. When a political party going up for election is a political party, when they win the election, they becomes the government. The government is to serve the people of the country. It has nothing to do with religion, race, and party. What they call it, activists and these things. We're dealing with country. I remember once I went to some PNM ministers was to do something in Bataria, in the housing scheme there, a basketball court, and they tell me they get elected to serve everybody, not because there's a PNM constituency, because them days was Kamal was the strong man in that whole there. They had to serve everybody. And I put that in the back of my head and I listened to it. And I want to tell you as a citizen, I thank God for the policy of the government of the day, whether there was PNM or what, but the government of the day caused me to get a government house. And I had to pay for it. I didn't get it free. And we have to take into interest that the people that the politician or the political party putting in office, to me 90% of the people is who people don't know nothing about poverty, they don't know nothing about hungry belly. It's only money people, business people, they're making chairman, they're making CEO, they're making this one, they're making that one. Like as I said yesterday, the doctors and them ripping we off. Because they are a private office and they're still getting money as a government doctor. So for these are the things we have to look at. And now here the Gong Report playing Black Stalin tune, sufferers, don't care about color and race and these things. A man studying where next meal coming from. And what I am seeing right now, whether we building a university in Debay or wherever it is, we have to check who is the people that could send the children to university. Let me see how much people, CPEP people, just as how you're telling CPEP and County, Mr. Lee, he ain't talking on the news. I want him to know, you know, the past administration, which is the past government, they build house and the houses they were selling. People who work in corporation, people who work in AGC, people URP and Simple Health and these Ministry of Works, and they couldn't afford those houses. They couldn't afford it. But some of them had to end up renting it from people. Eh? So we have to look in this thing of Trinidad and Tobago. We are citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. I am not a PNM, I'm not a UNC, I'm a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. But when my political time reach, I vote for people who I feel will fulfill the needs of the country. Not me. Not me. The country, because we have children and grandchildren to look after. All you have a good day, brother, and inshallah, and I hope I'll see you today.
Yeah, man. Blessings to you as well. Part of a minister's oath of office in Trinidad and Tobago involves swearing or affirming true faith and allegiance to the Republic, upholding the Constitution, and diligently discharging duties as a minister. They pledge to act without fear or favor, affection or ill will while managing public affairs in accordance with the law. So apply that. Not now, but always. We need to apply that to governance. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Imam Fuad Abubakar.
Good morning, Prezi. Welcome, welcome.
Yes, I am on here. Hear what's going on with me. And Trinidad and Tobago, good morning. And good morning, God. Hear what's going on with me. I off the program for the longest while, and you would realize that, right?
Yeah, man.
And it? Right. So here what's going on. I just managed to go across on the internet side of it and seeing your face there, so on YouTube. But the fact remains is that I can't be there all the time because which one I living up on the mountain there, you don't really get frequencies from the internet, and I have to be really in a frequency position to get that. So then I'm lost out of the program because your station, not the program alone, all the programs of the day on IWER station is not coming over on the radio. And that is the most important asset to many of us out here. On the 91 line here now, so that is why I think you better than breaker. Not on the 81 because I didn't get into. Right.
Yeah, you're loud and clear though, so don't worry. Yeah, you're loud and clear.
Alright, well I'm letting you know that the station itself giving trouble for weeks now. And I'm not getting that on the station to play the other program as regular because that is the frequency that any part, any moment, any time, everything coming to the radio. But we not for the last 2 3 hours we're not hearing me at all. I call here now because I managed to see over on that time let go the internet circuit to come across on the phone line to make it get at you to tell you what it is really going on with the station. Even Even David Mohammed show, you're not getting it Saturday, nothing, you're not getting on IWER station, and I have to fix that. That is what I'm calling to say this morning. I even out of the program because I ain't hearing enough to talk about that, although I hear what you're talking about with it, and I wouldn't go there. I'll let you know that the station 116, tell IWER the station 116, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We go fix that because we have to fix that. All right, and thank God for the other transmission avenues. Thank God for social media as well, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Are alternatives that we can use right now if you're not getting proper signal on the radio, right? That has to be fixed. Good morning, welcome.
Hello?
Morning, go ahead.
Hello?
I hear in your granny, and I also hear in the delay. So just go ahead and speak. Feel free.
Right. All right, yeah. Now, it tells you the government is there. Right. Look how much people in this country don't know what is good. I tell you that. Right. Now, you don't expect, as I hear people calling in another program saying, the government must provide jobs for everybody. Now, I want to show people, and I wouldn't tell everybody to come in my place. You could come. But they have a young fellow right now selling dashing and things over the room, and he buys things and he's selling anything he gets. He goes back, come and sell. His wife was working, she worked for Quran. He doing that for a living. He was a UNC activist from Beach, 17.5 mile one way, 15 mile one way to go to meet him. Watch where he is. Watch where the super Luca is. His wife went and looked in a private firm for a job. They changed she to cash. If she gets $4,000 herself in a private firm cashing, she will get something. Then it's 1 year we waiting 1 year on this government for what? You have to study your house, your belly, and your children. Just waiting on the government for. Look at it in front of my house. I walk out with my walking stick. I walk to the yard. Both of them see me. A young, nice clothes, like you're more size than you. Like your color and thing. No, I don't do that because you don't know who's who. They helping themselves. They're trying to help themselves. I walk out. The both of them walk and come to meet me. And they tell me, I say, oh, let's go ahead. I tell them what to do, how to make the place higher. I tell them, I don't tell people that. I said, I have a mango tree there. When the sun hot there, come and shelter here. At anything, only a hot cup of tea, a tablet, anything, call Granny. I do not give my phone number to anybody. I give them. You know what I said? They're not waiting on government work. And he was there sitting down, selling all day. I tell him, don't count your labor. I show him what to do. If you make a little, do not spend it. Live like how we were living before. When you have 1 month, you buy more. When you have 3 months, you buy more. When your business go a little good, you could do something better. And I am for them. They were waiting 1 year on camera. How much you going to do? You have to study what you have to do for your wife and your children. And I helping them. I don't have money to help them. Yeah. But I'm sending people to buy from them. You know why they're trying to help themselves, help all themselves, come out and work in private firm, go with people cutting grass, sell right by the road, I waiting 1 year. What you waiting 1 year on?
Yeah. God does help those who help themselves, Granny. There's love. That's love you're showing there. Well done, Granny.
So, the agriculture department took 700 people with the qualification in the same stadium. But people do not want to go the labor in. They want government work to hold a hold, stand up and get paid. Let me go and sit down and we get paid. You didn't do that. I didn't do that. Let me go and kidnap. 3 kidnapping in 2 weeks in Sawa. 2 kidnapping on the south. That is what they're thinking. They don't want to go on back. Look at these 2 people in front of my house. Young people, man. They even have a child yet. Young people. And they're doing something. Thank you, boy. God bless you. You like to work and I like to work.
Thank you very much, Granny. Granny, you know I like to work. I love to work. By the sweat of thy, what it is? Brow, thou shalt eat bread. 100%, Granny. And God helps those who help themselves. Make your best effort and God will do the rest. Humble yourself. Work hard. When I tell you, I anywhere I see somebody working hard, I not just big them up, I wear your number, because anytime I have an opportunity, I want to give that opportunity to you because I see potential in you to create for yourself and even for me. That's how intelligent I am. I could see a productive person and I know they are an asset. Oh God, Trinidad is one set of liabilities alone. You cost me. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Good morning. Just go ahead. Move away from your radio and just make your contribution. We're having a little trouble with the station. All right, we lost that one there, right? And just on the previous topic, so I see somebody comments 1 or 2, right? And I understand where, from a principled emotional standpoint, we have issues with some of the things internationally as well, in particular, that our leader might do and is doing and saying, right? But we have to put that into context and we have to understand that me and you could say things about Donald Trump, for example, and it is of no consequence. You ain't have to worry about what you say online, and it might have a little impact online, which is positive. I had to worry a little bit about what I say, be cautious, and be careful how I present, etc. But our Prime Minister had to be careful. And that is not just for her benefit, but for all of us in the short term. While we get it correct, because we have not gotten it correct. We hand in the lion mouth. We dependent in certain ways. In the short run, if we play, all I know, Mr. Shaq, FAFO, if we play, if we are totally honest, if we don't put water in our mouth, I'm talking about from a government perspective, the consequences are dire. So that's all that I want people to understand. But I respect the views. For a matter of fact, you would find that my views are very, very similar. I just find the best way possible to express them from the position that I am in. Understand this thing. It's not just about emotions. And emotions are justified, you know. I'm not talking about emotions that are unjustified. Don't feel a playing it down. So let us understand. For a matter of fact, for one of the callers, Malcolm X, I have sent people for these agricultural programs. I have sent people for land for the landless programs and referenced as well and called and say, hey, facilitate these people as best as possible. And more of us, more organizations and institutions and individuals need to organize our youth to ensure that they can take whatever opportunities exist. Because to get some land is a tremendous step forward for a young person. A tremendous step forward to own. And if other people's head on, they're thinking, they're looking, they have the financial support and the support from their family to seize opportunities, we have to be cautious about those who are less endowed, who don't have that support, and we have to be a support for them to bring a balance to the society. Whoever we leave behind in the society will come back to bite us. If we leave the Venezuelan children behind, we don't allow them access to education, they will come back to bite us. If we leave African children behind, urban children, they will come back to bite us. We cannot afford as a society to continue that way. It has to be that we pay attention to the vulnerable among us, the disadvantaged. It has to be that we lift our entire society. That's what I'm saying. And we need more than ever to have that clarity of thought and understanding as a nation. We need to have that clarity. So let us do what we can. Let us organize ourselves. Like you say, Malcolm, I hope I see you today. And the other brothers and sisters who work hard together to try to advance the affairs. Not even ourselves, you know. We work to help others. Good morning. Welcome.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Just go ahead. We're hearing you loud and clear.
All right, they are barely hearing you. Anyway, I just want to commend our Coast Guard officers and the joint collaboration with the TTPS for a job well done yesterday in that rescue of that lady. Congratulations, officers, and keep up the good work. Have a blessed weekend. Bye.
Yeah, and I agree as well, right? I have to say, when they do nonsense, which they do nonsense often, we just licks them, right? But when they do positive things, we also commend them as well. And they say the radar, not the radar that they gone with, some next radar that they upgrade to the tune of 7 million or something. The article is there that radar assisted. So we had to big up the radar too, based on what they say, right? I don't know. All they don't ask me, I'm not sure. I had to actually go. I mean, I might not be privy. They might not give me the opportunity to tour. They should give the news agencies actually the opportunity to tour some of the systems so that we could actually publish, hey, these things are serious and they are working, because it would prevent people from doing things if they know they will be caught. So it's a positive as well. It's not like you want to secretly be able to catch somebody. If you let people know we have this place, under proper surveillance, and you will get caught, it will assist the situation as well. So I don't mind taking a tour. Good morning. And I saw Deputy Commissioner, now I can't remember your role, right? Because you're a brother to me in certain ways, Smith. I hope you're good, and I hope we are able, Mr. Guevara as well, Commissioner of Police, I hope we're able to give the media that level of insight so we could quell the speculation, but we can also put that information out so that people know you will get caught if you try to do certain things. So stop certain nonsense. And that goes for those Venezuelan Trinidadians, the Venezuelans who are here legally, etc. Stop the nonsense. All right, let us do what we are supposed to do in terms of law and order. All right, so let me touch back to the news because I was going through another article, and this one is concerning the Foreign Affairs Minister and his comments on the same situation with the reappointment of CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Bartlett, and he's claiming that Trinidad and Tobago was not consulted, and that's not good. Right? Not only that we were not consulted, but we also outlined the fact that Trinidad and Tobago contributes 22% of the CARICOM Secretariat's budget annually. That is a significant sum. It is the largest contribution, I believe, of all the Caribbean states. And come on, we should be at least consulted. Right? So there is substance sometimes behind what is taking place. It's not just a matter of tension for tension's sake, or this race or that race, or those simplify matters to that type of stupidity. Please, that's not what it is about. Right? So let's pay attention. Of course, we have at length explained what is taking place in our region politically, and we have to cope with that situation. In other news, man killed in Friendship Village altercation. Friendship Village and all your fighting and, loss of life, right? Sad situation there. Advice to Trinbagonians in general as well. Remember how tense our environment is. Remember that there are people who so frustrated that they're just looking for somebody to take out their frustration on. So, if you could avoid conflict, confrontation, quarrel, people, woman, all kind of thing, the more you could avoid everything, rum, wells, the bar, the man who don't like you, the more we could avoid those things, the better it would be, because there is a level of general frustration and hardship because of the economic challenges that Trinidad faces. And I keep telling all you, we know how the economics is. And that economic challenge is ever present on the mind of our leaders. They know that we have a threshold. The PNM also know to take all the little money that it had and leave the next administration with problems economically because it undermines their position. It's dirty politics that playing over and over, unfortunately. And we just trying to hold strain till Exxon could start up properly, till the refinery something could happen. A lot of people are hopeful. A lot of people are hopeful that this big employer and this big energy driver and this big potential for earning comes back on stream. Those are the considerations and those are the reasons why our Prime Minister, in my estimation, because all they could have all their own conclusions, is bending over backwards, if you want to call it that. Apart from the fact that Trump, if he don't like what you're doing, he just going and move you. Sanction, embargo, kidnapping. Like all you blind, oh. This is not no time to be no Prime Minister in nowhere in the Western world. Not even the Western world. The man going far. Just killing leaders. Understand what's taking place, right? So, blessings to everyone. We're about to close the program. To the children who did SCA, y'all know I am an advocate for some change to this whole SCA thing, but we'll talk about that at a different day. Have a blessed Friday, Trinidad and Tobago, right? Pray, make an effort to do whatever you can, and love one another. Let's help one another in the challenging times. Love and blessings to Trinidad and Tobago. Take care. We'll be back, God willing, next week.
Church home to you. Join us every Tuesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. with your hosts, Kempes and Kevin. Be inspired, be blessed right here on the street 91.9 FM.